Good morning everybody, it's Bee from Bespoke Crafts and welcome to my channel. Today's card is again using Gummiapan Dies and it's the little bunnies on the wall. I feel it needs something but I'm not sure what, so I will be adding a little bit to it I think, but like I say I don't know what. So what I've used is the little bunnies. This one is it could be into the tree that we've seen previously, but I wanted him going over the wall as kids do. This one should be using the little spade, but I wanted him walking on the wall. And this one as the watering can, that I wanted her just watching. So that one was €3.50. So this is the wall, which I really do like. I also, you'll see me cutting out these raptors, which are really lovely, because my initial thought was the running away after the raptors were after him, but I decided against that. So this is the little hot air balloon that I've used. I'll just move it out of the way there, which I've layered up as you'll see, and this is the happy birthday, which I've layered that up 3 times. So I'm going to go do the editing in a second. Can I just ask you all please, if you enjoy my content, can you please like my my videos? It's only a click. It doesn't cost anything, the same as subscribing. So if you've not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It really does help my channel. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank absolutely everybody for subscribing. I am overwhelmed. It's absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much. Also, let me get back. This was... I can't see it now. This was out of the advent calendar, Christmas advent calendar, not last year, I think it's the year before. I think it was 2023. So that was that one, and the little cloud, I'm sure that's a Gummiapan one there, and I've just done it 3 times and stacked it up. So yeah. So please subscribe, like, press the notification bell, share if you wish. Please add comments. I loved communicating with you. So yeah, let's get to the making of this little card. Hello everybody, I'm on the voiceover now, as you can tell. Can you tell? I don't know. Anyway, I am. There is background noise. Hubby's up in the loft looking for something, so there might be a few bangs and cracks, and there you go. And Merlin is chirping away in the lounge. He's been a good boy today. He's been out and not caused too much of a hassle, so that's really good. So as you can see, I'm colouring the stone walling. And just before I go on about that, because I'm going to be doing it for a while, I'm going to play music all the way through and then just start talking over it. So it is ramped, so every time I talk the music volume should go down. Fingers crossed. Anyway, it should do. It's been set to do that. Yes, so doing this this stone wall, this colour that I'm putting on now, I didn't think it was the right colour, so I am going to slightly change it just so I've got something a little bit more, well, not as rich really, because it's too sandy, and I wanted it to be more concretey, if you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, I think it looks better with this on anyway. as far as this wall goes, it really is versatile, and I really don't think that I've used it to its full potential. I like the card. I do think, as I said earlier, it does need something else. I did think about, as you'll see later on, giving them some toys to play with. I've got the little train set from Gummiapan, I've got the little cuddly toys and what have you, but they were just too big. See, that colour is so much better. And I've just changed the conversation like that simply because I was looking at the card, which is at my left hand side, rather than watching the video I was talking. But that colour just seems so much better. So this is the top part of the wall that I'm going to do, which I'm going to layer that up and snip it off and layer. So yeah, as far as the card's concerned, it needs something else. I wonder if Gummiapan have got any park stuff, you know, roundabouts and swings and stuff like that. I'll have to have a look, because I think that would be really, really good. Yeah, sort of like a children's playground. Yeah, so anyway, Gummiapan, if you're watching, I might pop you an email. And it was said here first, by the way. So yeah, I still think it looks a little bit bland on the bottom of it. But I do like the way this is shaped. I like the way that it's looking. So I'm using the Nouveau Deluxe glue. Now I'm going on to the bunny rabbits. I'm just doing this pink to do the inside of his ears. And you'll be able to see the colours that I'm using, because I will keep the tops facing upwards. Now this one, I do feel that his colours were a little bit too dark. And when I've when I've laid him up, it was quite a complicated one, because I've got his head, I've got his neck, I've got his shoulders, and I've also got his left leg. So I have lightened them up a little bit, but you'll see that as I'm going. Yeah, it was quite a complicated one to layer it up, but it does look alright. Anyway, I am going to be quiet now, so please grab yourself a coffee if you haven't already. I'm just going to go get one and enjoy the colouring in. You'll notice the slight change in the screen there. I was off screen when I was cutting off, and I thought, you want to see what I'm doing. Well, you might be interested, you might not be, but those of you are, as you can see, it is quite complicated. I'm taking his tummy out and I'm taking his leg off. I'm just figuring out the best way to do it, because I want his tummy to obviously to be behind his arms. Excuse me. So that's what you can see what I've got. It does work really well actually. I should have taken his ears off really. Do I do that later? Let me have a look. No, I should have taken his ears off as well. Never mind. There you go, one layered little bunny. And then with this little bunny, I am just going to cut his bum off. I'm just going to use his bum. And I should have put a little one on his tail as well. I still might do that yet because I think it'll look better. I do like these when they're layered up. I do like to have my dies laid up actually. And even if they're not, or if you get your stamps and they're obviously not layered up, if you layer them up as well, I just think it gives more details to your card. I think it just looks so much better. And then it's just figuring out which bit needs to be in front and which is behind. So anything that's behind obviously just gets one layer. His leg's gone. And now for the other little rabbit. Once I've coloured this one in, I shall be taking off the left ear and the left arm. Yeah, the left arm and the left leg. And I also take some of the head away as well. Which I think might look a bit weird, but it does actually look alright. So you'll see what I'm doing anyway, as I'm going along. So this is where I'm starting to think, how am I going to put the card together? And these pieces of card are sections of what's left over from making the card panels, which are 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I'd got in my head, I wanted it the wall up against the side of the panel. I was thinking whether to do 2 layers or not. I didn't like that. So I've done 1. Sometimes as well, the music's doing now, it's going really, really funny, and sometimes my voiceover does. I don't know what that is. It's some technical thing with, I'm using Adobe Premiere Rush, and I don't know why it does it. So you have to, I apologise for that now. So this is my little Gummiapan Dies box. It's all the little dies that I keep in here. In fact, not all of them. I need a bigger box. And that's what I might get a bigger box actually. I've got magnetic boards behind me. But I tend not to use the ones on the board because it's not in front of my nose. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to colour this. I'm going to use Distress inks, and the colour is I can't see what the colour is, so I can't tell you. I've just paused the video and looked at it on the big screen. It was peel paint, but it is only a slight smattering on it, using a brush, obviously. And then just sticking it down. If this music carries on like this, I'm just going to turn it down once it's played through. So if it starts to turn down, you'll know why. So any additional changes that I make to the card, I'll just take a photo and I'll put it on my Facebook page, which is Bespoke Crafts. I might upload a short for it as well, we'll see. So here are the little cuddlies. These are the new ones out. They are absolutely adorable. I was thinking about tucking one under the rabbit that's standing's arm. What I do when I get these dies is I make them all up and colour them, and then just keep them in the packet. I've got them if I want them quickly, but I've also got an idea of how they all look and how I've laid them up, and if I feel I've laid them up enough. So I am going to put them in the palm of my hand and show you. These are absolutely adorable. So my thought was it's probably sort of like dragging it, but I still thought it was too big. I got in my mind's eye, when my son Ben was small, he had a massive teddy his uncle bought him it, and that's what I imagined this little rabbit teddy being. It was a great big massive thing that you drag all over, which it wasn't really all that practical. So you can see the finger tapping that was just then. That is me thinking about what I'm going to do. So we have, at the bottom, we have a hippopotamus, the elephant, which is adorable, a snake, a frog, a koala, a lion, and a duck. Aren't they gorgeous? So now I'm using Uncharted Mariner. I was a bit concerned it was going to be too dark, so I've only gone very, very lightly with it, but I wanted something that was quite rich. So this is where I've decided to put the balloon out. I'm going to cut it out 3 times, which you'll see, and I'm also going to cut the happy birthday out 3 times. These are what I got out of my Gummiapan little tub a couple of minutes ago. I don't normally leave anything that I'm cutting out now, because it's sort of like it's not that important. But I'm using my little Tim Holtz. I can't remember what they call it. The little Sizzix one, the black one that sat on the side on my desk. When I'm doing the balloon, I'm going to cut the centre part out to layer it up. I'm going to cut the basket off, as you can see I've done, and then I'm going to add just the basket at the bottom. I'm not going to have the ropes that attach the balloon to the basket. So I've just done the ropes in that pale brown. I'm using purples for the outer sides, going around the edges. You go around the edges to ensure that you don't have any of the white parts showing of the card beneath. Some people might like it, I don't like to see it. So I'm just adding the darker shade now, just where the natural shading would be. And doing it on both sides, it gives the impression that it is circular. So just blending the other colour through. I often as well go over the darker shaded parts 2 or 3 times, just to give a smoother finish. Obviously I haven't done this on this one unless I do it in a minute. So I was just putting a little bit of blue on the top of the other one and doing the darker areas where again the shading would be. I keep pausing because when I'm crafting I'm watching YouTube and the thing that I'm watching at the moment is you know, the hoarders programs where you get the cleaners in and they go clean somebody's house out. I do watch some rubbish, as my husband will remind me quite a lot. I also watch the cleaning carpets. I love watching that. I don't know why. I don't know why. Twaddle. So this balloon, all in all, will have 3 layers on it. And there you go, one little balloon. So I'm absolutely going to whisk through this. I've literally just doing it the one colour. I'm doing each of the 3 layers because I want it to be quite dimensional. And then when I stick them together, I'm going to use a technique that I learnt from, oh god, I can't remember her name now. I've said it on all my other videos when I use this technique. It's a cheap pasty brush, and you literally just dab it on the back like that, and then do the next one. Just one of those silicone ones, and you just cut it down to whatever size that you want the bristly bits to be. I've got them quite short so they don't bend as much. I'm trying to think of a name as well while I'm talking. So just figuring out placement. I do want the sentiment in the centre. I'm going to have to put some little bits of grass or something at the bottom of that wall, most definitely. So what I've decided to do with the balloon is I've given it a little bit of shape. I've put some foam tape in the centre of it, glued it down, and I'm just going to hold it there just so it gives that extra dimension on it. And this is where I'm looking at the board behind me, and I'm getting a little tree out. Tree, bush, whatever. It's going to be a tree today. And again, I'm going to cut these out. I've cut these out twice. I'm not going to stack them up or anything. I'm just going to use 2 different colours of browns and 2 different colours of greens, just to give it that bit of variation on the colouring. So there's no other way than just colouring it in. You're not looking at shading or anything like that. You can actually also use this if you cut the chunk off, or the stem, or whatever you want to call it, depending whether you want it to be a bush or a tree, and there could be fireworks. Brightly coloured fireworks with a bit of glitter on it. That'd look really nice. And now I'm just going to dot glue, not all over it, just in certain parts of it, generally just on the top, bottom, and on each of the little branches, and then stick that down. Just stick the clouds together. I lost camera there, sorry. Let's move it down a bit so you can see. Right, so I'm doing this, and it is now, it's about 12:30. I couldn't sleep last night, so today is Wednesday. Tuesday night I couldn't sleep, so I am having to be ever so quiet. So we live in a bungalow, so any noise gets rattled about. I'm in the study so Merlin can go to sleep. So as I'm just putting the highlighter on, I'm going to talk about the matte and layer that I use, and I haven't shown you me choosing it because again I'm having to be very, very quiet. So I've just picked out a colour that I've wanted to use, I've decided to use, then stuck it on and then cut it using my small Tim Holtz guillotine, you know, the miniature one. So I'm just putting a little bit of grounding on, a little bit of shading. There's a little bit of glue there that's really getting on my nerves. I can't get it off. I've been determined and I am going to get it off. So this is the colour that I've chosen, literally giving it a rough cut and using a now big roll of the foam tape that I get from Sticks 2. Love this stuff. You can see how big this roll is. And this is not a full roll. I'm going to put some wet glue on the back of this so it gives you a little bit more wiggle room. You can use a glue stick, but that meant rifling around in my drawer. And to be fair, I do generally use the wet glue anyway. So I'm using this one because it is very quiet. And I just line it up, the edge of the card panel with the edge of the plastic guide, and then I know it's level all the way around. I'm going to use some 80% alcohol spray that I use for both my resin and I use for cleaning my mat, and Collall glue, good old stuff to stick the card down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of shimmer on the balloon and then the card will be finished. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Please leave a comment, please leave a like, and enjoy the rest of your day. So again, thank you so much for everybody for subscribing. I don't know that I've said that, how many times I've said that. You'll see it popping up because I really do appreciate your support. I want my channel to grow, and that is the main aim. I enjoy doing my videos and I hope you enjoy watching them. So I'm going to leave it there and I will see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.